Searching for long-range comms. Searching for long-range comms. Searching for long-range comms. Searching for long-range comms. Long-range comms.
One day, some of the kids from the neighborhood carried my mother's groceries all the way home. You know why? It was out of respect.
No name, man. The original Nata. Turkey not take check. You can patch along the Shire Fegs. And when we come is murderation. All original gangster, man. Here when we tell them no. Yeah, you may come and imitate. Originate, become originate. Alright, mate. Now what you doing, mate? Here when we tell them come and about gears, I'm gonna stop that. Watch me tell them, rude boy. Watch this. Nangini wo, zigga na no no no. Nangini wo, zigga na no 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 no. Nangini wo, zigga na no no no. Yeah, yeah. No 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 no. Bad boys in a London, rude boys in a England, bad boys in a Jamaica, rude boys in a Kingston. Watch out, you never know the gangster. Me say them in a jungle. You never know the article, me say them in a jungle. Well, yeah. You never know shy effects, man, big in a jungle. Well, yeah. You never know you can watch it, big in a jungle. We tell every boy, watch it now, man. Me a the nutter, original man, nutter, original man, nutter, original man, nutter, original man. Me a the nutter, me better than the bad boy, can't take a fear. Lock up the dead where you can skywalker. In a one school, them can't make trouble maker. Better than the predator and the dominator. Better than the garden and the dandada. So who try a thing? You ain't wine butter. I tell you, say your best man not control the border. The baby, we tell you what, me ball. And in the war, sing like na no no no. And in the war, sing like na no no no. And in the war, sing like na no no no. Yeah. No. Bad boys in a London, rude boys in a England, bad boys in a Jamaica, rude boys in a Kingston. Watch out, you never know the gangster. Me say them in a jungle. Well, yeah. You never know the article. Me say them in a jungle. Well, yeah. You never know shy effects, man, big in a jungle. Well, yeah. You never know you can watch it rule the jungle. Well, me a the nutter, original man, nutter, original man, nutter, original man, nutter, original man. Me a the nutter, me better than the bad boy, can't dead a beard. Lock up the dead when you call skywalker. In a one school, them can't make trouble maker. Better than the predator and the dominator. Better than the gargan and the dandada. I tell you, you can't patch him and I can't do the border. Yes, I am ex man, pull up on no lighter. We will tell the people, even a rude boy man, I am a murderer. Kill up any DJ on the corner. You hear me? Shy Fex him is a murderer. I kill up any DJ on the corner. We will tell the even a rude boy man. No.
Hello, this is I'm here. I hope you can hear me. I've still got my shitty mic. I'm sorry. It's been one of them weeks, days, everything. So how is everybody? It's a bit of a quiet one, isn't it, this week? There isn't any massive things that have gone off that I'm aware of. Oh, thank you. Excellent. So apart from obviously Dean trying to get everyone's attention, which was funny this week. Yeah, it's been a bit quiet, hasn't it? So what I was going to do is go over the Darius responses for the week and see what he's been up to. And I'd heard there were some things. So if anyone's got any information, I haven't done any research. I tried. It was I had too much on. I was baking and making things today. So thought I'd just search for it on here. What massive archive? What massive archive? I don't know what you're on about. Ooh. Oh, when you type Darius Tuxton in, like, the, I don't know, I didn't put that in. Darius Tuxton Candice comes up. Which one is it anyway? Which one is he putting his community clips on? Let's have a look. Oh, there he is. Okay. So, let's have a look at him. What's he doing? Am I even sharing my screen? I'm not, am I? Hang on. Sorry. What? Jail sentence? Oh, the Cyan archive, is it? Is this the original Cyan one? Look at this. Ooh. I'm going to do it. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, well, thank you, Cyan. Oh, wow. Okay, so first they go in on about Dagstein. How bizarre. I didn't know about this. Oh my god, do you know what? I never even looked at it the first time round. Has it? Has it got videos that you've deleted? All right, Vic. Nice to see you. Oh my god, it goes all the way back to... Oh my god. 2022, July the 11th. OEBP. No. Oh my god. Please avoid trying to get into a debate. They cannot and will not be reasonable. Very true. Very true. Wow. Well, yeah, it's been so quiet. I mean, even Ricardo's like backed off now. So I did make a video for Leo Scries. But I've still got to finish it off. Sorry, I've still got a cold. Lewis's puppet. Hey, Old Town, how you doing? Have you got any information, any news? Anyone with any news? I haven't got any bloody news. There's thousands of videos. Okay, right. I don't know how to. I can't get the link off here. I've looked on my phone. I'll have to look for it. Oh my god. I'll send the link to myself on the Discord. Sorry, bear with me a second. My phone's being very strange and not letting me do things. Let me go to... This is clear. Right. just put it in there. Whoops. Right. Hey, hello everybody, Harold and Luke. Oh, now you get it. Why? Why? Because it's a pain to load, right? It was messing up my phone, but I think I found a way to jig around it. So I've got, hopefully, some way of accessing it from here. By doing that, yep, I should do it. Will it break my StreamYard while I'm loading it up? Is there a lot of background noise? Is there? What sort of background noise? Hello, Don Kingsley's Donkey Kong channel, by the way. Oh my God, exactly. So, oh God, yeah. So Dean's still, yeah. So where's he at? Like, honestly, when he is now at this point, the only thing he's got is like literally tagging everybody in his little empty hole where no one's answering him, and then buying more fucking viewers, buying more subs for his channel that everybody knows is broken, including him, the one that he'd abandoned for months. It's crazy. It's like he's going back to like an old cycle, like out of desperation. I had birds in the background. I do have birds in the background, but not for a few hours. What sort of background noise? It might be the computer or something. You are. I'm going to do a poll. If I knew how to do a poll, I'd do one. You are probably Volt. Or Lucky Day, yeah. Yeah. Exactly, and he knows it. And he knows he's been shadow banned. And it's just like, it's just crazy that he's just gone back to something that's like, he's obviously used as a bit of a, well, he's got 59k, so he's obviously used it a few times. Oh, right, okay, that's okay then. I can tell, do you know what? When you said it, I did think it probably was him. It's a king dude. True. Either way, chin all. Interesting. So let me see if I can do this. Change our screen. And I go over here, and this is this. Oops. I'll get you guys on my phone, and then I can read the chat at least. So guide me, be my guide. Where do I go? What do I do? Do I have to download this shit? Oh man alive. Well, I ain't got time for that, have we? So, well, maybe it won't take long to download it. Well, there you go. So, what's his stance now on Darius at the moment? Is it just, no, I thought he was kissing his arse. All the way back to 2022, man. Can you believe that? Can you believe this has all been fucking kicking off since then? Give over, surely not. Surely not. This is crazy. Darius Truxton made me cry. I remember that account. Was that a Cyan though? That was pretty ages ago. It's cool though. So anyway, what has he been up to with his community posts? That's the question, isn't it? Okay. He's been okay. So he's trying to hide behind Dean. I don't think he can really say anything. even though it's Dean, like, and obviously, yeah, he's right, but I don't think he can really say anything at this point, given that he is accused of what he's accused of. Oh my God, he's just... What, the only one before that was 4 days ago? Has he done any more on a different channel? Oh, I've not seen this. I've not seen any of this. If I played this, they'd strike it, wouldn't they? Oh yeah, and this is from 2 weeks ago. So no, he's not really put anything up. Well, that's what they always say, isn't it? They always just say, oh, you're jealous. Every time. It's just your automatic response. First, it's anger. Then they might try and become the victim. Or they might just accuse you of being jealous. And then they'll go victim. Avolt. Oh, yeah, the thing about there being a clear... Was it Photoshop job? Where did I see that? Someone... Well, that's not hard, is it? For him. I mean, it just shows you what happens when the crunch comes and bites you on the ass. That's what happens. Like, you can't deliver what you've spearheaded and just like tried to jump on the surf, the wave of something and take over it to try and like gazump it. But then when you actually have to deliver the thing that you've tried to gazump, this is what he's always running from, and this is why he's always in this really brittle state of collapse, isn't it? I'm trying to drag everyone down with him, but well, if they did land on the moon, they would burn up, wouldn't they? And that was the thing why they said that they didn't land on the moon. Yeah, and he's still buying. That's it. But anyway, so Darius, so what's he been doing? Is he doing everything on this channel, or does he? So he's just done that one, which obviously we've heard of. All this, and he's can't be asked to watch any of that shit. Can't be bothered. Can't be bothered about that. So he's just gone grey rock then. Before then, he was doing a lot more, being a lot more vocal, wasn't he? And now he's just shut up. Whoops. But he hasn't actually addressed anything apart from one saying about crazy cat lady 2 weeks ago. That is unbelievable. And he's still got, well, he's gone down a bit, hasn't he? That's what he used to get on his video posts, like 14, 10, 12. Even that's quite low for what he used to be like, isn't it? Like, and now he's getting 5 for Albert, 4, and then 14 for this thing against Dean. So hiding behind Dean, but like trying to fucking, like, you'd think if you were gonna go quiet, you'd stay quiet instead of trying to, oh, excuse me. Oh, sneezing. Sorry. I think you just keep quiet. This is my problem with him. He's always like giving out, but he can't take it. What does he think? He goes quiet for 2 weeks and then it's all gone over and he can just hide behind Dean, and everyone, because they hate Dean, is just going to be like, all right then, Darius, fuck off, mate. You're worse. You're even worse than Dean. You are. And you are not getting away with it, and I'm not going to let it go either. My tarot card. Oh, the tarot card. Oh, yeah. Well, that was for the quiet. So I put in for quiet, and it just brought that thing up. I don't even know how to bring it up to show you. But yeah, it brought out one of the death ones. And I think it is a bit of one of those Nintendo Q, yeah. Yeah, I think it was a bit one of those feelings this week. You know, everything like the death card type feeling of not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, but just a change and but a sustaining as well, a weirdness. Like a slow sort of dusk or morning sort of feeling. Just before the light or the dark happens, whatever it's going to be. It's like that sort of feeling. Yeah, exactly, Don Kingsley's Donkey Kong channel. That's what we're here for. That's it. If I'm particularly running away from, at the time, it was like during COVID where there was all these big world issues which had to do with social shit and all that stuff. But this was like a tiny version of it where it didn't all amount to anything really. So it kind of just carried on from that really. So, right, yeah. Fucking hell, Waldarius. We're not going to forget that. I'll play you. Oh, is it finished enough, though? Is it finished enough? It's pretty much finished enough. I'll wait. But yes, don't worry, Darius. There'll be plenty of dick pic related videos coming your way because I am just... This is just too much that you can't just do this. You can't just hide behind ETV. Like, he's not big enough to hide behind for this. Can't hide those tiny little dick pics away from it. What I was going to do is possibly look at the actual pictures and see if we can say that they are actually photoshopped and all that stuff, because I can tell that they're not, well, they're very well photoshopped if they are. They don't look like it at all. Where can I find them? Where did I put them? Where did I put them bloody things? I don't even know. Bloody hell. Where would I put it? I suppose I've got a version of them in here somewhere. Is it in here? Aha! Oh. But not the video. Should be here. That's not it. Well, I do apologise. Can't find the bloody things. I had them all, didn't I? Let's put this on and see if I can find them on the bloody... I'll put them on this, but as like a sneak peek. But I'll not play the actual video. If I can find a bit that doesn't have anything that's going to spoil it too much. But this is from Leos BS's. Oh, fucking... Is it not working? Okay. Oops. Sent. File. It should be. There we go. Oh! No.
One day
Oh, no. Sorry. How am I going to put this onto a bit where... Put it on mute. Yep. Oh. Somewhere on here there's the dick pics. Can't find it on there. Oh man, I don't know where those fucking pictures are. Somewhere in here. Where the hell did I put them? I did them for the stream. Oh, I've got the pictures. I might just have to make another video to put them in, because I don't know how... Evil, how do you put... They're going to name it Evil. Oh, bless them. They're going off into a full fantasy world now then. Bless them. That's how they'll get out of it. And then they'll just sidestep out of some, like, very shallow shit. I'll just be still thinking of shit, but they'll be all right then, won't they? I know. Well, I think I'm going to have to use those bloody pictures and make another video. How did I do that? Did I do... So ridiculous. Sorry about this. I thought I'd got this prepared, but I hadn't. I'm not very with it. Does anyone want to come up and talk about anything? I know there's not been much going on. But just in case anyone does, or if anyone's got anything to report, like I say, we could look at this. Is there anyone got a video of Darius. So, I mean, on here there must be loads of stuff, and it'll be really old stuff. So, Jesus. I mean, that is from 2022. So, yeah. Whoa, there's so much on here. Fucking hell, what are we on? Jesus Christ, Cyan. That is obsessive, that, isn't it? That is fucking obsessive. What? I've just got into the, like, 500s. And we're only just at OEVP. Jesus, this is like a proper time capsule, isn't it? Wow, it is a proper service that he's done, though. Fair play for that. Because we can, that's cool. My God! What about this for a karaoke list? Jesus Christ. My God, we just got to J Faceplate. I'm at 12,000, 1,200. Fucking hell, he's done loads on Flat Earth. Okay, we've got to be getting to the end now. What? 700, 1,700? Fucking hell, man. Fucking hell, Cyan. I suppose they're only like a minute long or something. I can't believe how many there are. Haven't I got it on the share screen? Oh shit, sorry. Oh fuck. $2,021, 112. Zero. Wow. So he's just gone on level 1 for the last. Oh right, okay. Okay. So he's opened it up again because he's got all this stuff. Because I was wondering why, because I thought he was on Darius's Fly Monkey squad now again. So that's just fucking crazy, man. That much. That's how much he loves Darius. Vroom. Hello. I thought you were Murray. Are you not Murray? I thought you were Murray. Hello, hello. So yeah, I couldn't find the dick pics. I have got them. But I don't know how to put them as a picture on. Superliminal. Oh, that was so cool. That was super cool. That was, oh my God. I was thinking about that today. Yeah, that's amazing. I proper enjoyed playing that. That was right good. Well, not playing it, but watching it and being part of the perspective. Well, no, but what I was going to do it for was because I wanted to put to bed this thing because someone was saying that they were photoshopped. Was it Volp or something? That they were one of the things was it was clearly photoshopped, and I think that was one of Darius's excuses. It's like, no, it's not clearly photoshopped. It's absolutely clearly not photoshopped, and there's just like fucking hell, like you can just tell. So I just wanted a clip of it so I could just zoom in and we can just check because you can just see that it's not. So if I have a look, stop screen. If I have a look and see if I can find some way. But wasn't it? Let's have a look. Where did I see that thing? Is it not in here? Oh. I got into the Pro Jared one. Has he deleted that one then, or is that just on a comment section? Because that's here. Oh. It's a reply. Oh right, yeah, I didn't see. Okay, oh, our friend Lord Maximus saying, it's good to be here at long last. What? Okay, so got a problem with him. They're all kissing his arse about that. So Cyan is on Darius's cock. Okay, so it's all about heavy metal gamer. Yeah, oh yeah. So Dina's been playing old videos, hasn't he? Oh no. See, that's what I mean. It's all so quiet. Everyone's just even he is like, I'm reticent to kick the hornet's nest, to be honest, at this point. Because everyone wants a bit of peace every now and again. Wow, that's pretty amazing. I want that to stay like that, if possible. That's fantastic news. Yeah, we'll get to him in a bit. I'm just more interested in Darius because he's getting away with this, man. How is he getting away with it? Is it just because people have just got such shit memories? This guy is such a creep. I suppose if, like, he's got, what's his name in there? Jared Genesis or whatever his name is in Prince of Fallout. Doesn't really matter, does it? Okay, more about him. Wow, yeah, old videos. Oh, the Crazy Cat Lady one. Alright, cheers. Cheers, Evil. Okay. Oops. Crazy Cat Lady. Oh, 47. Oh. Wow, but he doesn't actually. Wow, Dave. Fucking hell, Dave C, man. Jesus, he's doing that sideways bullshit. Oh, he's a proper fucking flying monkey at this point. You can see him warming up to his subject. Look at him. I think she's in love. That is like the automatic response of all these weak people. It's all they can come up with. No, what makes you think she's in love with him? Because she made 3 videos declaring something factually and then left it. Why does that make someone in love or obsessed with someone? Might have found another obsessed creep to add to the list. Look at that projection. It's just fucking classic, isn't it? Absolute classic, textbook, clockwork bullshit, man. Fucking hell. I know. Why though? I'm not on my watch. I will drag it out. I don't care if it's fucking dragging blood out of a stone. I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm not letting it go. But I mean, obviously, he's not putting any fucking responses up, so we'll do them all this week. And what we're going to do next week? I suppose I'll just have to make shit up. I'll make stories up then, I suppose. Oh, Lord Maximus, king fucking flying monkey, complete fabricator. It's just so twisted up and sideways, man. He's got a bit of a sense of humour, but he just like, and I think he's quite intelligent-ish, but like, sometimes it just like confuses me with some of the things that he takes as read when you're like, how can you have any intelligence and take that? But then that's just a difference of opinion, I suppose. But yeah, he gets himself into full fly monkey mode when he wants to be, this guy. And it's all this, I don't know. This is a bit more rational, to be fair. But it doesn't, this is it, it does not knock anything. It doesn't change anything. It's still 15 years, mate. 15 fucking years of creeping on someone who he's met like for 3 weeks or 3 months or something. Actually properly spent time with. It's fucking ridiculous. Oh, give up. It's suspicious. What's suspicious about that? The actual obvious glee from the likes of Dean, Fish Lips and Smash TV is suspicious, cynical and opportunistic. Are you joking? Well, one, we're in YouTube, which that seems fair for being here. How else are you even going to exist? And two, like, it's not, I would say, not suspicious. I would say long overdue and fucking hilarious and well deserved, I'd say, in every sense. Starting things he can't finish, and look at him hiding behind his 47 comments, and he's only done like this one 2 weeks ago, one about fucking turtles, and then fucking this thing hiding behind Dean a day ago because he thinks he's left it long enough. And look, it's gone up to 14 because people are thinking, oh well, we can come out of the fucking woodwork now. Absolutely weak-minded fucking people. I know. Zoom it or read it. Sorry. Her account of things seems all over the place and inconsistent, which is like a fair opinion. That's his opinion. It seems more likely that she has been contacted by your haters to stir things up over recent years, which was a common comment at the beginning, what people were saying, but it was like, for me, it didn't make a difference. The obvious glee from the likes of Dean, Fish Lips and Smash TV is suspicious, cynical and opportunistic. When I would say, like, whatever it was, like, you know, long overdue, well deserved, and fucking hilarious. Yeah, I'm just looking at old news, mate, because like he's not done anything, and I just can't believe that he's just, all these people have just flocked back to him. Well, I can believe it because it just proves that all these people are total fucking creeps. I thought this guy, Pac Manoir, I thought that was isn't that Tommy Zero? That one. Oh, let's have a look at this one then. Oh, so Ozcount, Lord Maximus replies to this saying about Smash. Just like, wow, well, fucking hell, man, that's all he can. So he'll reply to that about Smash JT. He still thinks he's got a point that he can still. I mean, that's fair enough to say that, but like, I don't know. It's just so weird that he'll talk about the very small surface stuff, but he's just completely glossing over the fact that he's been, apart from the fact that he's admitted it, but he's not apologised for it to her or anything. But he's just like proud of the fact that he's sent unsolicited dick pics to someone for 15 years and all these people are kissing his ass over it. And so that's where we're at. That's where we're at, Haunted Wisp. Hello, by the way. It's been ages. I was wondering where you've been and what you've been up to. Fucking hell, man. This guy is a piece of work. And it's like cynical and opportunistic. Actually doing the fucking YouTube a favour. Because Jesus Christ, should this guy really be allowed to gather up his fucking little witch's brew of absolute creeps to all support each other, to creep on people? Like, and then they call other people fucking snakes for being doxers and shit like that, when at least it's fucking good, honest fucking doxing. Compared to this shit, 15 years sending fucking dick pics and then supporting people for it. My God. So who's this? Alistair Crowley. I remember seeing them around, wherever they are. Oh, this was it. Badly photoshopped images. Stories of me claiming to have kids. This is 2 weeks ago. This is before he said. Oh, right. Oh, sorry to hear that, Ruth. Zoom in if I can. I don't know if I can. I don't know how to do that. I used to on my. I used to know how to do it. Is it on here? I don't know. I'm like the opposite of Mike. So I don't know how to do anything. But I can read it. So this Alistair Crowley says, where did they get all this crap? Is any of it real? I don't know. What happened to... Is that what you press? I don't know. Ah, okay. Where is it? Alt and plus. It's not working. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to do it. Carl got married. It's not working. I don't know how to do it. I'm shit at things like this. This is why I never did any streaming or anything. I can just about work paint and Lightworks, and that's about it. A bit. Yeah, I don't know what's happened to Carl. I've just left Carl to it because he said he was getting therapy, so I'm leaving him to it. Yeah, that's it. If he's doing that, fair play. Hope it goes all right for him. Yeah, but that's why I wanted to look at the pictures, the badly photoshopped images, which I do have, but I just don't know how to put it on StreamYards as a picture. It just seems to let you put videos, slides. You have no slides. Oh, I've got slides. Oh, Google Slides or PowerPoint. Oh, I don't get it. I don't see a view menu. It just says you can put slides up, but it's just like PowerPoint or Google Slides, which I haven't presented or prepared in any way. It's just that it's been one of those weeks, and if I don't get it all done by sort of this week, it would have had to have been done by Friday, which was a busy day. So it would have had to have been done by Thursday because my weekend was just so busy that the only time I get to do anything is like when I wake up, which is normally Slotham's stream. So I don't get anything done. Oh, an Explorer. Up here. View. Oh, messing around with. Up here. View page source. That's what it's for. I don't know. Hello, Vic. Vic's back. Yeah, I don't know what's been happening with Rabbit Dude. Apparently, he went and came back. I didn't know this. I thought he was still around. I thought he'd never gone anywhere, really. And then when it comes to, I said about Carl, nothing. Quiet again. The only person who hasn't been quiet is Dean, but it's just a little tiny, weedy little prawn, isn't it? Just wheedling in the wind, whittling on his front doorstep. So that's that. That's been kind of the only noise, really. Obviously, we've got that little slug hiding 15 years proud. And then we've got, the only news we've got was from Curia saying that we've got Cyan's archive to look at, which is really interesting. But fucking hell, that's going to be a bit of a time warp. I might wait until I'm retired to look at that when I'm really old. And I'm like, oh, what did I do? What did I do when I was really stoned that time for those few years? Like, oh, yes. I'll look back on it. Yeah, come up. I need someone to talk to because nothing's happened. It's been really quiet. I'll put the thing on. And also, I'm going to do the tarot in a bit if you fancy being in on that one. And I'm happy to do people tarot readings. Remember, if people want a tarot reading, if Don Kingsley's Donkey Kong channel wants a tarot reading, I'd be happy to do that. I thought you might want one, maybe. Oh, did you with that video? Oh, hello. Greetings, Vic. Can't hear you, by the way.
Oh, there I am.
All right, good in.
Oh, what is up?
All right, not much at all. It's really quiet, isn't it? Super quiet. I'm not complaining too much.
Oh, I'm having a great time.
Yeah, it's quite nice, isn't it?
I'm
nice
having fun. I'm trying to be creative as I can.
Exactly. That's it. There's loads of other stuff to be doing, isn't there? Like creative stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
We've got loads to work with, haven't we? We've got loads and loads of material from the last year.
Well, I mean, I'm not really focusing on that stuff.
Ah,
You know,
right.
I'm just, that stuff comes up, right?
Yeah, it's just part of the
About
palette, isn't
Albert
it?
and this and that. Like, Albert comes to my streams, often, and he'll come with his one or two comments, and I don't know. I encourage him to participate. Whatever, it's all good.
Yeah.
I don't really
So-
have anything personal with.
So you hurt his feelings, did you, with this video? I don't think you did, really.
No,
Yeah,
I don't know. I didn't mean to hurt his feelings. I mean, he was saying some stuff about me, so I just responded. That was all.
he's just feeling around, isn't he? He's just feeling his way around to see how
Yeah.
he can slot himself in again, like a little woodlouse.
Well,
Yeah.
if he behaves,
It's tiring, isn't it, Harold? Tiring and pointless. The trash talking behind the back that I can deal with. That I find interesting because that is a
well,
human
yeah. I mean,
when they let their guard down.
that is what it is.
Because even though people are doing a character, it kind of their different flavors of how they do it shows the stuff about them, especially after we've all been here for this long.
Yeah. Well, I'm a
That's
character
a good
too,
way
so
of-
like, yeah.
Of doing
So like,
it, of seeing it.
if you tarnish the character's reputation, okay, fine. And then I just, what does that have to do with me? Like, it doesn't really matter to me. It's not like I have aspirations of becoming this popular person. I don't care. I'm doing this for fun, 100% for fun, and that's it. So they don't got nothing. Like they can't get me there.
Yeah, well, it's all lies anyway. The way I
Exactly,
look at it,
exactly.
I mean, it never is a personal attack. It's just, it's to see how they do it, see how they make their moves. Like, look at Cyan, for instance. Like, how does Cyan go about it? Is just like so weird and like it's like lateral.
I'm not very familiar with that person. That person doesn't mess with me. Never. I don't know if
We don't
they're
think they do,
an
but they
alt.
probably do. They probably
Maybe,
do.
but directly they don't.
Exactly.
So I don't have anything to say about that until they directly make themselves known to me or whatever. That has nothing to do with me.
No, but it's just I find them interesting. Like just looking at Cyan's archive now and how he's gone.
Oh, I was in that archive. I was in that archive.
Are you in there as well?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well,
That's how I used to do my videos.
Videos in there.
Well,
your older ones.
My old ones, yeah. I used to just react to the videos.
The placeholder ones.
Exactly.
Now then, no, is it right?
B. Arthur.
Right, sir.
The thing is, I'm a big Lee Marvin fan.
Come on, mate.
I'm a big
Come
Lee
on,
Marvin
mate. If
fan.
that's you come on here now. You've got some questions to answer, young man. You've got some questions to answer. Everyone's talking about you. If it is you.
Anyways,
Mhm.
to answer your question, it's because I'm a big Lee Marvin fan. That's the answer. Anyway,
Who's the number one fan? Number one fan of who is that cool guy Coab? Is that him? Should we do a tarot to see if that's Coab or not?
oh, that would be an interesting idea.
Yeah. Let's see what the universe says. Or has Don Kingsley's Donkey Kong channel just got better at it? Just got better at his job. See, the reason I called him out at Slotham's was because he was going mad. He went into either that or Doshin joined in and something weird went on with the whole thing. Oh, B. Arthur's hot, isn't she? She really is. Like she's a a strong, stoic Amazonian type woman. Let's have a look. Right, so
Yeah, well, I'm a more of a Gina Davis guy myself for that.
Gina Davis is lovely as well. In Earth Girls Are Easy. Did you guys watch it? I want to watch that on the at the cinema, please, one day. Earth Girls Are Easy. Right, so this has come out. The stars. Oh God. Oh, you miserable gits. Look at how depressed and desperate he is.
What? There's
Rodney,
comments?
you
There's
just
comments?
have to know, don't you, that you have to come here to get any attention, even though you spend all that money on that channel. You still have to come to this person who you have so low down as such a low grade person to come and fucking advertise your own sad self. But you know what I'm going to do, Dean? I'm going to get that fucking AI and I'm going to sell, cameos with your voice for £1 and I'm going to undercut you. So the cards that fell out when I was thinking about is that co-op is I got the Ace of Swords and the Stars. So that was just a little one that came out. But I'll carry on going. Oh, here we go. It's so pathetic. Is he still been flagging channels? Yeah. Yeah, you're one of his. Of course, that's what he always does.
Sad existence.
Yeah, it really is. And having to come and mine this terrible woman's channel to get any attention.
I couldn't even imagine going over to his and trying to say dumb shit. Like, I have no time for that.
Yeah. And they're the ones going on to you going, oh, you're trying to promote your music career and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming over here and doing pathetic shit like that.
Exactly.
It's just unbelievable.
It's like, whatever, dude. Say whatever you want.
Dude, come on. This is buttocks. This is buttocks. This is buttocks. I know it's you, mate. I've got a feeling. I could be wrong.
I got a feeling.
Yeah, that's not E-King. Or maybe it is, though. It could be. You could just be doing it really, really well. Oh, if you have them, well done.
Well, these guys are all coming together. It's like, maybe it's a collaborative effort.
What, E-King? Oh, it could be, couldn't it? Because they did get on with each other. They could be doing like garden shed old man chats outside of for this time and commenting on us like those two guys, like Waldorf and Statler.
Yep.
Very good point. He's spamming his own chat.
Like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Yep. Come on, man.
Here, I'll change the picture for him.
Buttocks! I've got a kitten, Buttocks. I clapped eyes on the kitten today. It's very, very tiny and it's black. It's a little black kitten. There's only one. So let's check then. So if this is King of all Buttocks, I'm going to put the question. It's all about asking the question and putting it in the right context, the card. So, is this King of all Buttocks? Can you give me a card to say?
King of all Buttocks wouldn't, if he wanted to get hidden, he wouldn't mention B. Arthur. So could it be possible that they mentioned B. Arthur to throw us onto that, to make us think that?
It could be. That's what I mean. It could be so much. Could be.
It could be anything. That's why I don't bother.
Donkey Kong channel getting better at it. So is this? I'm going to put one card out for it being Buttocks and one card out for it being Don King's Donkey Card channel. That'd be interesting, and then we'll see. So this one's for Buttocks, and it's going to be okay, and then this one is for Don King's Donkey Kong channel. Okay, it's Don Kingsley's Donkey Kong channel. Yep, it's not buttocks. If it is, then oh shit, we're in for a hell of pain if that is. Because we got the Nine of Swords for if it was buttocks, and then we got the King of Wands for if it was Don Kingsley's Donkey Kong channel. I know for a fact now that is definitely, we'd be in a world of pain if that was buttocks, apparently. Or maybe, I hope buttocks is alright wherever he is.
Wherever he is.
Dean TV lied. What? Well, you've been here long enough now. Don Kingsley's Donkey Kong channel.
So Dean TV,
That nice lady. Yeah, she's a nice lady.
who insulted her? I think Ricardo was the only one that I heard insult her. Right?
Well, I don't know who's he accusing of insulting. What? Someone's...
I don't know. Who cares?
Oh, Dean TV's been saying something. Who cares? Yeah, I don't care what you're saying. I know. So we've does anybody else want a reading at all? Or has anyone got a topic for a reading that they might want to do? Exactly. Who cares? No one gives a shit about Dean.
I think he's less credible than even Darius at this point.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I say, Darius has been trying to hide behind him. That just shows you it's like the dead wood, isn't it? And they get the fucking fungus and all the things of hiding behind it.
Dean is in a constant narcissistic rage that he always needs to, combat any criticism and blah, blah, blah. The whole spiel.
If I could be asked to watch him, I bet it'd be really interesting right now. Not right now at his stream, but I mean, like his cycle. You're right there. Because it's a cycle that they go through, you know what I mean? Like, this is a collapse, or possibly a collapse.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, not necessarily in this specific example with Dean, but like I would think that it would go in a certain way, that it'll go, because they're so predictable. If Dean is as climbed in as I would say he is, and then he is very, very predictable indeed, and he's shown himself to be so in the past.
Yeah, and he, like, what does he think? Smearing our like we don't have a follow, like, you know what I mean? We're not popular people. Like, it doesn't matter if you say some lies about us. Like, no, it doesn't. It's not like you're gonna get us canceled or something. You know what I mean? It's pointless. It's so ridiculous what he does. It's so nothing. It's so zilch.
It reached a limit. It reached a high level today when I realized, when Evil told me that he'd still been buying subs for this channel, which if it wasn't fried before he turned up with Tony, it was fried well after. You know what I mean? Like, it was fried this time round after, everyone's had a go. After this last bout of attacks that he's gone on. And so he's in a really broken state, and for him to still be doing that, it's like when something's been like ripped out of someone, like some sort of organ or something. There's still like a few nerves and shit twitching around.
Yeah.
And someone's like literally got their fucking boot heel on it, and he's still fucking one of those twitching
really
nerves.
Digging
still
in.
spending money.
He's really digging in his heels on it. Like, at this point, man, find something else to do.
Good Lord, that's just madness.
Streaming a loop of a song.
Wow.
I mean, that's what he has, and that's what he has. And now he's going to he's going to continue to think that he's better than us when he can't.
I don't know what he thinks.
Like all you have to do is be better than us. You don't have, like, that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do.
All he has
be creative.
To do is
do a cool, make cool videos, make cool stuff. You know what I mean? Do that stuff, and then you'll get, you know what I mean? Like, people will gravitate towards you. But you got to do that stuff. You know what I mean?
It's a long way off that.
Well, I'm just saying what I see.
Yeah.
Lest I be accused of being a follower or a sheep or something. I mean, the guy, like, it's like, man, it's beyond my words. I can't even. It's ridiculous. This guy,
Oh, 23 people. Oh, hello, everybody. I
holy
didn't know there was
smokes.
23 people. Albert Pembroke. Albert Pembroke bum and fucking whatever it is, broke bum and snitch racist. Yeah, exactly.
Pretend
Exactly.
martial arts. That's an interesting way to put it. Pretend martial arts.
That's a good way of putting it. Very good, yes. All it is for me, I don't think it's about better and worse or anything anymore. Because I think we're all quite. There isn't that. I've not really had to deal with, apart from those guys. This community isn't really like that at all, isn't it? And maybe it's just because we've always had to be in opposition from those guys, or because we're all creative in our own way. You know, whether it's like comments or because of like coming from Rick's, where everyone did like have like really like loads of skills commenting. Everyone's
Yeah.
just like an equal. You know what I mean? It really is a very equal society. I think it's really in a
I would say that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like these guys are just like the shadow of it. You know what I mean? You have to have a little shadow of it somewhere, and I
Yeah.
think it's end up with
Well,
this.
they definitely look at it in a way that I can't understand it, because I don't know how they're looking at this stuff. Because for me, I don't know. It just doesn't.
That's
Like,
true.
why? What could they ever say that would affect me? I just don't understand it. Like, you know what I mean? What could they
Well,
ever
at
do
first, you think they're
to
trying to get
change?
into some sort of to-in and throw-in and some sort of trolling tennis. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, yeah, sweet, you know. Get into that. That's what happened with me and Evil, and that's what set fucking Albert off, because Evil made a song that made Albert cry, and I drew a picture of Albert
Oh
which made him
no!
cry, and
Oh
that's
no!
what it was. And we genuinely thought he might like it. We were like, oh, he's going to
Oh
think it's
no!
funny, this. Because he'd approached it by
He
being a
got
twat.
offended by something.
Yeah, he would come on. I don't think he'd quite call me a cunt at that point, but he was like quite close to it. They'd been horrible to Evil for ages. But
Right.
we've done this thing. We were like, do you know what? He might actually like this and think it's funny because it's edgy, a little bit edgy or whatever. And he just fucking cried and started. And that's when he went and got the Chinless Homies and did all that shit. Because he was just that little bitch. And they just ended up doing this grandma shit.
Yeah.
And so
It
that
was an
was.
instrumental song.
And so you just like you say, at that point, well, what's your point then? What you're trying to prove at that point? They were
Exactly.
literally trying to destroy Evil. That's all it was. I
And,
think
like,
they just wanted to destroy him and everyone who was associated with him.
It makes me think, what is his whole, like, okay, Albert I can understand a bit. I think he tried by talking about all these YouTubers, it's gonna draw people to his thing, and they'll watch him, and he's like this angry guy, and everybody
that's what I
likes
thought. Yeah,
everybody likes to see an
everyone-
angry rant, and you know, and whatever. But like, as far as attacking us and stuff, what is he gonna what's Dean gonna get out of it? Out of like taking down Evil's channel, or
Well, no, because that's where it got into like personal shit. Well, like with
well, it's
Albert,
a
it
personal
was
vendetta,
personal.
right? It's
With
like a
Albert, it
personal
was
vendetta.
personal. Yeah, I think. No, well, it was because of this high level of gatekeeping that I've discussed before, like really high level gatekeeping. So he had his own personal identity to attach to it, but also he wanted to be Darius's right-hand man and be in charge of everyone and all of that.
Who was that? You're talking about Albert.
Albert, yeah.
Oh, and so he was trying to
Wow, cheers
gatekeep.
for that, Jude. You are.
So are you, when you say gatekeeping, are you saying that they wouldn't let people get close to Darius as
Do you
as
remember
being
that? Well, not
more
even
of a
letting
friend?
people get close to Darius. I don't think people were wanting to get close to Darius, but they were just like trying to control. And like I say about Albert was always
Right, but if
little
Darius
guy.
were to meet somebody who was smarter or whatever that could steer Darius into a better direction, they would stop that.
Yeah,
They would
100%.
stop that.
Yeah, but then
I
Dean
see.
came in and knew how to operate someone who was in that situation, and so then that was that. And so Dean did that because this is all my opinion, obviously, you know,
Right.
none of it. don't take it with a pinch of salt. Do you know what I mean? But
Right,
like,
right.
then he,
As I do everything,
yeah,
despite
exactly. I'd say that saying, done it,
popular belief.
yeah. Yeah, so then Dean comes in, operates Albert because it's really easy to do so, tries to operate Volp. I don't really know what happened there because obviously Volp's a bit of a weirdo. And then I think he did succeed with them all because they were all kind of, you know, it's really, if you've got an emotional need and you've got someone who's a predator who's really good at giving people what they think is that emotional support that they need, whatever that happens to be, and he's really good at sort of picking out what they need to hear and manipulating people and being charming in that way, then you know that's gonna go together to make quite the combination, which is what happened. And so what they got out of it then just got moved on to what's Dean getting out of it. At that point, they were just
Right.
tools then for what Dean
So
wants
it's
out
just
of
a
it.
personal vendetta. He's not like he's obviously
With
not
Albert,
going
it
to
was a
get any
personal
clout
vendetta.
or
With
anything.
Dean, no, I don't think it was. With Dean, he was like a parasite. This is just like I say, my opinion, coming through, and he saw where the manor was. He saw where it was flowing, and he came through. And then he wanted to eliminate the threats, so he could then be the source of it. Do you know what I mean? He couldn't just come to the font because he had to make it all about him. And he obviously had tried to do that with Evil and tried to get him in his pocket. And that's where it becomes personal with Dean, because he can't just play nice with people and just take
Right.
their creation and
Yeah,
enjoy
yeah,
it
because-
and collaborate.
because-
He has to either destroy it or own it because it's a threat.
Right.
Otherwise, so then
Right.
he
See,
so
that's
then
that's
that
where
was
it
Evil.
loses me because I can't understand that frame of thought. For
That's
me,
it, but he's a
I
child. He's got
want-
a child's way of thinking about it. So it's very, very annoying to him if something's there and it's not in his control, because it's like it could do anything at any point. Remember, these people are very predictable. So it's like if it is, you know, or like it is. So it's very predictable. Obviously, Evil and everything he represented is very unpredictable.
So-
And also he wanted to control everyone who, you know, like you've seen, everyone who he has are controllable people,
Right.
or he's got something on them in some way.
Right.
And he tried with Evil, and Evil rebuffed him in a public
Right.
way.
Right.
That
he's
would have been
a-
embarrassing to
a
him.
Free spirit.
Yeah, that would have been embarrassing to Dean. Even though no one probably saw it, Dean would have seen that as some sort of massive embarrassment publicly. And then he then got pissed off and wanted to destroy Evil to make up for that, and never for Evil not meeting his expectations and not getting in his pocket. And everything else is history, and that's what I think the drives were. And then he just got like massively obsessed and attached. Then they got invested into it, so it was like while this quote unquote war was going on, like this time last year, they were like jumping on anyone who came and supported Evil. Then, so me, you, Ron, people like that.
So is the goal to have us off of YouTube, like he embarrasses us off, so we're gone?
To at this
So that's what
point,
he
it's
wants?
not that bad that he's dug his heels in that much. I would say that it probably is, without him thinking about it. Do you know what I mean? I think he's probably got some sort of plan that goes maybe a bit more rational than this. But actually, when you get down to it, I think at this point, I think we're just a fly in an ointment, and he just wants rid at this point because it's got so animalistic with him. Because it can't have that much rationality to it, can it? At this point, the way he's been going off. You know, that's my two. You know, that's my thing about it.
I see something interesting in the comments where it's like, "Hey, Victor, how you gonna call Dean a narc? Come on, man. How about we find one of these bullet point things online, and we kind of go through all the bullet points and compare it to some of his behavior, and then we can see."
Oh God,
you know what I mean? Because like we're not just pulling this out of our butts, right? You know.
Heal potion. Yes. Yes, we should. I'll have a look. I'll find something.
It's about being offended. So is he saying what? How does it feel, Vic? What do you mean? How does it feel?
Where is this?
Q, Oh,
that was amazing. That was amazing. Did you see that last night at Evils? Yeah, you did.
No,
you were there. You were. Weren't you there for that bit? Oh my God, that was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing. Oh my God.
Could you remind me what happened?
It's Evil on his soundboard, and he's got Dean's cameo.
Oh,
Fucking hell.
right. Yes. I did hear that.
And
That was
after it,
good.
like long after it finished, it was still ringing in my ears. That bit. And if you want the kid involved, oh
Yeah,
my
if you want the kid
fucking
involved. Yeah.
God. That was just like some of the. That's what I mean about having so much material now. We've all got just like it's all there, isn't it? Just use
Right.
it. So I can't find the bits the comments that you were talking about.
Oh, and I'm not talking about comments. Oh no, it was cute. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let me
I'll find something about narcissism. So if I could put something about like a narcissism cycle, maybe. So we've got the cycle of abuse.
I have the one that I posted on a community post.
They've only got the abuse cycle, which we kind of know. We can go through the abuse cycle. Let's have a look at this one. This is the apathy cycle. Now, I don't know how good these are or anything. Like I say, most of my stuff I take from Sam Vaknin because I know he's good. Hang on. But these are just images. Let's have a look. The apathy cycle. Where's it gone?
Sorry. I had to do something.
Okay. Can you see that all right? I don't know. The
Hold on.
attack. The survivor is attacked on a personal level and made to feel as if they can't do anything good enough. Oh, it's just moaning. It's just people moaning. The ego path. What's this? Oh, this looks interesting. Oh, this looks very interesting.
Well, blow
This
it.
is from
put it up.
somewhere called The Mind's Journal. Oh, bugger off. Oh, God damn it. Right, can you see this? The master,
Yeah,
the
I can see
ego
it.
path at the top. I haven't seen anything like this before. You see
The circle of slaves.
We could definitely pick a few of them. We've got supply, followers, dismisser, the unknowing pawn, the favourite, the excuser. This is within
That's a lot
their
to
world.
impact. That's a lot to unpack here.
I don't think this has got us in it. I think this is within their world, and I think we are outside of this potentially.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I
We
am.
might have a few crossover people.
I know I am.
Unknowing porn section, or even in the favourite section. I think you might be unknowingly in the favourite section.
Oh no, give me a break.
This is really interesting. Yeah, this is worth a look, isn't it? Like to see what they're talking about. Imagine a chessboard with all the chess pieces at their starting positions. It can look quite different as the game goes on. Lose a few pieces, an extra queen appears. The queen! Like chess. I am not trying to show every single type of power structure. Trying to show all the pieces on the board and what rules and roles they follow. Ego paths have a different, simpler power structures for smaller systems, like a family, but the overall game of control they play is the same. This will provide insight into the types of people and their weaknesses that ego paths exploit. Not just enablers, but a fall guy. Not just fly monkeys, but unknowing pawns. Interesting. Oh my God. Yeah, interesting. Fly monkey is in the belonger section. In the followers, right in the middle of the followers section. All giver. That's D. Reed, isn't it? D. Reed was the all giver.
Oh right, yeah. I picture him as being like his right hand man, like
What's Sinker
the one that's
saying?
closest to. But I don't know. I don't know these guys as much as you guys know them.
Well, no,
I had one a
right
simple
hand man,
one.
didn't I?
I have a simple one here to show if you.
Okay, yep. Hang on. There we go.
Okay, what triggers a narcissistic rage? They are never wrong. Now, we know that this describes Dean for sure, right? He's never wrong. He can never be wrong. He never admits to being wrong. Right? Would you say that?
Oh, no, they think they're God. Yeah, they think they're God.
They want more attention. Would you say
Yeah.
that describes Dean?
Well, yeah,
He
we've seen
wants
that tonight.
attention?
I've seen that. Thank you, Evil, for timing him out. I didn't realise I was too busy fanning around with that. Yeah.
They require special treatment. Do you know Dean to require special treatment? Does he have to be the top dog? He's the guy, right?
Mm. Oh God, yeah. Well, that's it. Because this is the thing. What we were saying before, he couldn't play nice. He couldn't just come and be one of us and just join in the evils. He had to come and be there and do what he does and take over people's channels. And he tried it with
Right.
Evil, and he didn't
Right.
get away with it. And that's the
Right.
hatred. But it fell at the same time. You see that because as well with these guys, and this is just in my opinion, but what with these guys is that massive things in their life have like a big impact on them. So, but like it's all like so midlife crisis for those guys is like a real midlife crisis. And so like he turned 40 as well at that year, and he took it out on those guys. I swear to God, it was that same weekend. That's when it all went tits up for him because his real life was so fucked up. There was pressure on everyone because of COVID, and he just fucking lost it, I think. And he just fixated. This is just complete conjecture on my part, but I just think, just from what I saw at that time, how he just turned on Q, it was just crazy, and it was just mental, absolutely mental, out of the blue.
And I just wanted to show this because, for people to be like, oh, you're calling him a narcissist, what the hell?
Hey,
I mean, it is based on something. It's when I'm not pulling this out of my ass. So, we can see it unfold before our eyes. So,
I mean,
whatever. You can take that down now.
I think the time for rage is over for him.
Whatever, man. He's gonna have to figure it out on his own, man. I'm not here to fucking help him fucking go through some shit. I'm not gonna play with him. I'm not gonna play his little game. And that's it.
No, I just like to look at it because I find it really. Because I mean, remember, I think everyone's got an aspect of it in them. So he's helping to teach me,
especially us,
stuff about myself. You know what I mean? But he just makes me feel a little bit better about myself because I know I'm not as bad as him.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, that's why I'm here. And also,
I mean, yeah,
as well.
right.
So I'm wondering who the dismisser was, and the sinker. So dismissers don't know what the ego path is really like. Just like an unknowing pawn, dismissers won't make excuses on behalf of the ego path's behavior. They know nothing of it. However, they are always guilty of making excuses for themselves to justify their dismissiveness. Interesting. The dismisser shares traits of an unknowing pawn and an excuser. Their unique behavior comes from misplaced trust, unlike the floater, who acts out of fear. A dismisser's trust has been deceitfully earned by the ego path. Oh, that's so interesting. I think I might have been one of those for Carl.
I'm definitely that. Look, man, I don't even know what's going on here. I gotta go.
Interesting. The dismisser has been idealized, complimented, befriended, charmed, fawned over, sycophanted up to by the ego path. I think in my case with Carl, I just wanted to do that for him because I think it was kind of an opposite. I mean, not to sound maybe a little bit from Carl's side like that.
That's saying that the dismisser has been. So like it would saying like you've been fawned over by the ego path.
I think in the case of this one though, I was wanting to do that for Carl before I even really knew him because he'd been so attacked. So I think I'd had an opposite effect of like I'd idealized and complimented and befriended myself to say, oh, you can do this, you can help this person. Do you know what I mean? You can save him, you can understand him when no one else will. Do you know what I mean? So I think that might have been what happened there a little bit. And then all he had to do was like join in a little bit, and then I was like, yeah, I'll help you out. So
Right.
Maybe that's what spurred me on that one, I think. But yeah, you end up blindly trusting the word of the ego path, assuming they're A-okay and will dismiss the other side's story with a complete indifference.
Yeah,
I think
no,
that's
that's
what I
not
did.
me.
I felt like I
That
did
part's
that
not me.
notion. Although I did take it on and I did believe him completely. But I was like, no, we've got to give him a chance. I think that was just me being really dismissive. Well, no, because I don't trust you. No, I trusted the people who were telling me about Carl. I did,
Yeah,
but I also
I mean,
didn't trust how he'd been attacked, I think, by everybody, and I think that's what made me distrust everyone's point of view on that. It's very interesting, though. Dismissers won't believe you because they don't trust you. They haven't earned their trust. Well, that would you say that's probably part of the reason why you dismiss people?
because I don't trust them. Yes.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. Like, what does it matter? You don't know any of them, so how can you trust them? Like, there's no
Exactly.
need. Is there? It's like it's not a place where trust is
Well,
necessary.
it's not needed in all
Yeah.
very much. It is in some cases, but
Yeah, but it's
I have
different. It's
people
different
I have
place.
people that I trust to some degree, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, there's no. That's not where the dismissing comes in, is it? Because that's with
no,
people who are a
because
little bit
it doesn't have anything to do with you guys because you're not
more.
you don't behave in this way,
Mm.
right? You know.
I'll try
So-
not to. Try not to.
Right. Look, obviously, anybody who's this extroverted that they're the audacity that we put this stuff out there and we think people want to see this stuff, you know what I mean? It's like there is narcissism in that. So,
Mm.
it does, that's I'm not.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that's why I find it interesting. If it had nothing to do with us, then why would we even be bothered about looking at Dean at all? I think that's
Exactly.
the only thing that we can fucking have in common with him is that we've got a bit of his fucking narcissism. The rest of it's just like he's a piece of shit, innit? So, and obviously because of our narcissism, we're much better than that. So,
But the difference is that we allow each other to thrive and improve.
Yeah, definitely. I think
And
it's just being able to see other people, even just a little bit as a human being, even though we're just a voice and on the other side of a computer screen, we can still
Right.
tell that that person is human and value
right.
their humanity.
Well, exactly. Like I mean, yes, I'm very disassociated with but I don't want to be mean to any of these avatars or whatever. I don't want to hurt anybody. I might be indifferent to them, but I would never want harm on anybody. So, but I don't know that he does. I mean, maybe on certain
Okay,
people.
if you're moaning, come on the panel. You're welcome on. Sorry to interrupt you. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, it's
Vic?
fine. Yeah, I'm surprised Evil's not coming up. Nobody's coming up.
It's been a very quiet week, though, hasn't it? Really.
Yeah, and I'm really not thinking about that stuff, man. I'm
And
just
it's like,
having fun.
I want to comment on it because I think it is an important thing to keep, especially the Darius stuff. I want to keep the thread going. I don't have to make a big, massive song and dance or whatever, but I'm keeping hold of that. Catch a bugger by the toe. I am not letting that fucker go and sneak off behind a fucking
What has he been up to? He's just doing his
Nothing.
thing too, right?
He's hiding. He's tried to hide behind Dean yesterday.
Oh, he made a post about Dean. I think I seen that.
Yeah. So it's just these guys just doing their little chess moves, like this article saying. So we're on floater. These turds float around, hence the term floaters. Are you listening, Justy? They operate from a victim mentality and are devoid of empathy and integrity. Oh, oof, indeed. They would be a fine monkey if they weren't such cowards. Floaters try to stay out of the conflict. Are you listening to this Kingsley's Donkey Kong channel? By just floating around, but ultimately won't protect the victim if questioned. Oh, okay, I will. I don't know. I can't say that about either of those two guys because it's never really come up that much.
Yeah,
we've never needed
they're not that far in.
Yeah, that's it. No one needs protecting from anyone, really. This means floaters cannot be relied upon to do the Egopath's bidding. Oh, that does make...
I will say this. That certainly has a different dynamic in a personal life rather than on YouTube. So like,
Mm.
you know what I mean? Like these things that we're reading, I think they would have a different. They would
That would
show
be
differently.
massive.
They present itself differently over the like
Yeah, if you imagine in your
on
family
this
life,
platform.
yeah,
Yeah.
you've got all these people like if you had this whole tableau type of people
Right.
playing
Yeah.
out into this extent. I think for this though, you get to see all the pieces way clearer than you would in real life, because in real life you'd see all this, but like in the illustration, depending on who you are in that play,
Uh-huh.
what part are you going to see? Do you know what I mean? Are you going to see the whole thing like this, plus
Right.
all the
Right.
other peoples as well? Because that's, I think, the unique part
Yeah.
of where we're at and why it's like the Little Prince.
Well,
Because it
yeah.
is
I mean,
like this little fucking diagram of all these circles,
right.
like from above it, like flatland. Do you know what I mean? Whereas, like,
Yeah.
if you were living in that, you'd probably only get to see
Well, yeah, exactly. If it's in your life,
up to a certain bubble.
you're so invested into it, it's like you
Depends on
can't
who
see the
you are.
forest for the trees, right?
Like if you're the scapegoat, you might see quite a bit, and the tongue biter even might see quite a bit. But like, because they're outside of all of these other ones,
Uh-huh.
I suppose the floater can see more. And it's when you get into and the advocate and the enablers and the circle of see the circle of slaves. You wouldn't think that they would see much going on. It's just interesting. Obviously, this isn't necessarily saying about perspective. And the king there can see can't. I mean, the king can't see everything either. You know, they're just in the middle flapping about like a fish, aren't they? As we can see, broken empath. Interesting. That's me. Yeah, because like, inside it, like say it was like a church or something, you've got all the old ladies having a go at you and the flying monkeys, and you've got one person who's having a go at some older old lady. Then say you only went like, it could be really intense. I'm just looking at something which is like a comparable social thing where you like you're friends with them, you've known them for years, and you've done loads of stuff with them, but not necessarily family or anything like that. And it is kind of a character with people going to like a institutionalized sort of a place.
Right.
Strange, because we are kind of institutionalized at this point.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say. I think being online and being this on YouTube, and we're also kind of like removed from each other, so I think everything's a little bit more fragmented, and it's all ego based, because all of us we don't have our true selves out there. We have some form of ego or like a character, right, that we present. So it's hard to say, because this isn't real interpersonal relationships we have in here. This is
that's why I find it interesting. That's the point.
Yeah. No, but it does give you
well,
a kind of,
like, this is what you're going to be dealing with your kids.
right.
But I mean, this is an extreme level of it, but we're getting a pure form of it because it's the anti-begging.
Yeah, it's kind of,
money wrapped around it. If this had money wrapped around it, it would be so different. There would be no equality. There would be no tier system. There would be no humanity, in my opinion, because it's all
that would be crazy. Yeah.
It's like you're getting people struggling for elbowing for position, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Trying to be the right hand man,
involved,
coming in from completely outside within a week, buying their way into being the right hand man who you've never met them before. Like that's the sort of dynamic that you can be having. So you've only got a small window of opportunity before people like Dean, because that's what happens. They're the vultures. Well, they're the parasites, you see. The vultures are people like Darius, and then the parasites move in. And unless you've got a good, strong set of white blood cells protecting it, you will get attacked by people like Dean. If it wasn't Dean, it'd be someone else who were trying to make it into fucking that sort of territory.
The longer I stick around here, the more evident it is that he's not able to do his own thing. He requires everybody else to make him who he is. He can't. I mean, I've seen glimmers of like things where he did something funny or he did something, but it's just like it's not consistent. It's not, I don't know. Look, I would like to see anybody do better. So I'm not gonna, you know,
That's it.
I don't see it. I don't see him
I'm not
doing
going to
that.
put any effort. The thing is, like, I've got a long-term plan, which is like good, should be good for everybody, and I don't think it's likely to happen. But as long as you've got your eye high on the horizon, you walk faster instead of looking down on your feet all the time. So you just look
Right.
high at the horizon, keep going, and everything else will organically fall together, however it's going to fall.
Uh-huh.
I'm not about fucking sorting Dean's life out. If he wants to sort his life out, then he's got every opportunity. He's got the best opportunities he's had for a long time by just looking at the shit that's surrounding this place. He's shown himself. He is in a state
Well,
now, I would imagine, of
it,
some
yeah,
collapse.
it's a perfect opportunity for him to just
This
forget
is his
about
only
all of this
best
stuff, forget
chance.
about us, forget about all this dumb shit, and just do your own thing.
Bargain. Absolute bargain. Is he? Is he? So what happened at Coldstream? Did anyone watch that? Well, I suppose I wasn't really talking about it, but you know, if anyone wants to discuss it.
Yeah, tell us about it. I mean, I know I was nowhere near there.
Yeah. I know, that's it. It's crazy. I
All
said
these
that.
weird
I said that
gangs.
ages ago. I said I'm building a fucking ark because at the time it was all animals.
Yeah. See, that's why, at the moment, and I had the same criticism before when it was the whole snake thing. The whole Herbie thing is cute and we adopt it, and like just like the snake people, they adopted that name. It's not a good idea. It kind of puts you into this, and we always try to say it's not real, but at the end of the day, we do kind of have this. I know for me, I have this kind of weird loyalty to this thing but it's just because of you guys. But we
Yeah.
do attach it to like
Well, we just take the piss out of the Herbie thing. I don't know. I think that Discord or whatever group was grouping people together would still be in effect, no matter what it was called, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
that's
No
the
matter who was
natural, that's the
there.
human condition. Like we're naturally
Yeah.
gonna
It's just
gravitate
who happens to
towards
be
that.
there and who we've spent time with, and
Yeah,
that's nothing
yeah.
to do with the name, really.
Well, because that when somebody coins something like that, and then it kind of becomes something to bond over. So then we're all put into
Having
this
a laugh.
basket. So we look around at each other and say, okay, we're in
I
this
think we'd
basket.
already bonded a little bit though before the Herbie stuff because they basically called everyone
Well,
snake.
exactly, because that's
Like,
where it came
that
from,
was
right? Because you guys were naturally bonding together, so then
that was
they
Albert's response, was
made
just
that.
to literally
Yeah.
call everybody who wasn't buying into Darius. Can you believe that the whole thing started because he was trying to gatekeep Darius and using that as his excuse for trying to destroy evil to get in with Dean because of Dean's ego, and it's just crazy. And now look at where they all are, because it just shows how much they are just using whatever happens to be around, whatever's to hand, as tools. It's not just flip flopping; it's something else. Talk about Game of Thrones, isn't it? Guys in the snake. Everyone's in the snakes who are there's tiers of snakes. I think there's various different ones. There's like the old
I
snakes.
don't know.
And then there's they're not the new snakes anymore, but then there's like everyone else got stuck in that other wave of snakes. And then the third lot, which is literally everyone now, because it was everyone who wasn't with Darius. And
Right. Well, that's the official. That's the official. That's the original definition of a snake.
Most people in the world are not down with someone sending unsolicited D-pics to someone for 15 years, which means pretty much everyone, by Albert's standards at least, is a snake now at some level. The new snakes.
Right. The neo snakes.
Yeah, the neo snakes. Yeah, the neo unisex, all inclusive. Everyone is a snakes club, apart from the ones who aren't snakes, obviously. Completely meaningless at that point. So anyway, I've been shuffling for a bit. I was going to do the tarot for the week because last week's, oh my god, the moon. So the moon came out. Obviously, there was loads of videos about the eclipse everywhere. So I was seeing loads of the moon, and then the moon came out for something else yesterday. I think it was on Evil Stream. The moon came out. No, it was. Yeah, it was. Tommy had the moon on that on that Superliminal game, and then I'd made a video with the moon in it, and I didn't even realise that that was what I was doing, which was that Dean TV one, which was about him. Oh yeah, and then there was that other thing with Dean's comments. I'm not going to go over Dean's community posts because that's just giving him attention. It's not good for him. I don't want to just help him destroy himself any more than he already is. So I'm not going to do that. But we did have a laugh at them, didn't we? Oh yeah, I heard you say that yesterday. I'd like to see that actually. Maybe I should start watching Albert videos on these streams. Maybe I'll do that next week. We'll have an Albert special next week.
You got to be careful with that, though. You know what happens with that.
Well, if I download them and flip them and speed them up and do crazy things with the voice, I should be all right.
I mean, hey, I'm all for it. I like that stuff.
I think if I mess it about a bit, I should be all right.
But you know, those guys are so. You know what I mean? They're
little bitches, aren't they? Absolute little bitches. But no, I'll do something and see what he does. But you know, he can always come on the stream and discuss it if he wants to, like I've said before. But he won't. I know he won't. He'll just like to call me a bitch otherwise. But maybe that's something to do, because even if he doesn't do anything for the next week and he goes quiet, then I've still got the stuff from before. I control the herbies. Well, maybe I do, because there is no real herbies. So yeah, we can. Exactly. I can control that, can't I? Because it's not anything.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It always shows more of them than it does of us, doesn't it? That's what I always think.
It's absolutely. Yeah.
There's no one trying to control people.
I mean, even what he's doing today, he started a stream and looped a song, like that shows that you have nothing.
Even if I mess it about, though, how can he strike me if I mess it about? And
he apparently struck evil with not with just his voice. Like,
he can do that. He can do that for nothing.
I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's about, but you got to be careful with that. I wouldn't want to see your channel go down, and then this would be a whole thing again. Do
you know what I might do? Even what I could do is I could try and circumvent it. I could do a little animation to it, do my own video
to represent it.
Yeah, to represent it, do a little animation of it. That's what I might do. I might do that. That'd be quite a creative thing to do, and I could also test my animation skills and change them up. Just do a really short thing of Albert's, if they're any good, and if they're about anyone I'm interested in. If they're about me, darling. Oh, maybe. He does that exploit, Retro Bro.
I have no clue. I take Evil's word for it. I don't know how he does that.
Channel. I think you're E-King, right? And when I thought about that, I did actually respect the fact that you changed it up and you made an effort, and not just for me but for everybody, and changed it all up. And it does remind me of when you were first doing your Amico thing and you were buying you put all your down payments on all your Amicos, like I've got five booked in and everything like that. It does remind me of that time. So yeah, I'm pretty sure you are lucky day. And to be fair, we had got Frosty, hadn't we? And I think you had you supported those guys at a time when I was getting quite attacked, which I took as a painful thing at the time, because it was more painful about a year ago, you know what I mean? When they first started, it was like, what the hell, this person's attacking my real life. And I think the real shock was all the people who went along with it. And so not just you, but a lot of people did. And that was kind of weird and shocking after all being at Rick's and everything like that. And the standards just dropping so much. And just because you happen to be around and come and try and talk to us all, I think you've got a lot of shit. So actually, I really respect that you've changed it up and tried to you've acknowledged that that didn't work and we're going to do something different, and I'm down for that. So yeah, I don't dislike you, and what I did see of your videos are great, and I liked your robot voice the other night as well. So yeah, I do like you, and I think you're funny. No, you didn't, but you see, it was the same as what I was saying to Luke the other day. It's that whole thing about, especially at a time when I really was being attacked and Evil was, and the standards had dropped and nobody acknowledged it. And I think the ones who had been friendly with us, I kind of held to task a little bit more than the other ones. That's why Moon Soon got a lot of shit from me at the beginning. But we sorted it out, you know what I mean? And I think we're in the process of sorting it out as well, which and I do appreciate it. The thing that I used to get pissed off with you about was that you just carried on as if nothing had happened and expected me to just forget it. And you haven't this time. And that I'm totally down for. I think that's fantastic. And I'm totally down for that as well. All right. Well, if not, then I'm Dr. Emil Schofhausen. Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry. Yes. Yeah, exactly. He's admitted it multiple times now, and then he just keeps denying it whenever he gets called out. Well, he fucking did it, didn't he? It was Tony proved it. Tony proved it to him. And then he's admitted it afterwards. Oh, God, yeah, we had the clip. He did say it live on his stream.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, that's not a creator. That's a destroyer. You know, he's not a creator. We are creators.
Cope with it for so long, couldn't we? I could even cope with the destroyer because Albert's a little bit of a destroyer, but he is a creator as well.
Exactly. He's more of a creator than
he creates a load of old faff, doesn't he? He creates a load of old guff, but he does create.
Well, you know, and then he puts on his lipstick and his hat and he does a dance. You know what I mean? He's a triple threat.
He has got skills as a community builder. If he was firing on all the cannons and all his fucking chakras were in alignment, he would be a decent community builder.
He's definitely a loyal soldier. Like he's if he decides that he's down with you, he's down with you. You know what I mean? So I give him respect for that. He'll go, like, you know what I mean? He'll go to the end for you. If you're
yes, he will for you. Oh, he will for you, love.
Well, hey, you know what?
Why not? It's a nice dynamic
exactly.
how it's going. It really is. Like, you know, it's like everyone's got their own fucking path, and Albert's journey is interesting in itself. It can't not be because he's quite an interesting character, isn't he? That's why Dean hides behind him. Literally hides behind his channel. Okay, so I'm going to do the three. You're going to say stop for the three. Well, one's just fallen out. And it's Justice.
Oh.
Just fell out. So there we go, everyone. We just had a Justice come out. So that's interesting. Right,
okay, so let me know when you started so I can...
I've started for past. For us, for everyone. Just tell me when for past.
Stop.
Okay. Ooh. Oh my gosh. The world.
And stop.
I'm going to start. Oh, okay. Present is that. And that means that Justice has come out again.
Ooh, it was meant to be.
Yes. We've got the world for the past. The Five of Pentacles, which is a great one. It's one of my favourites. And I will take a photo of it and put it on the community post because it just explains everything. And then Justice. So interesting. We've got 21 and 11 and a 5. Let me get my book. The world is pretty self-explanatory, obviously.
So Potion was saying that Albert's not really that loyal. I mean, I don't know. He's stuck with Darius for a long time, even
yes,
though
very true. I agree with that. I agree with Potion on that one. It's like it's an opportunist thing.
He's an opportunist.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I've seen it in him to be a loyal guy.
No, I'd say it's more a prison thing. It's like a tribal gang thing.
Yeah, maybe it's that. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm
literally no, mate. As well, I agree with Potion because I remember a time, and this is what I've always said to Albert. He turned as soon as he realised that when he tried to rag me off evil, and like we tried to do with you and Ron later on, that was them. Like I said, how I tried to do the timeline earlier of what their drives are, from how I see it, and what their drives were, and how it moved on to different things. With Albert at that point, his main drive was to get in with that whole, to make that tribe to his 50 deep.
Yeah.
And to do that, he wanted to rip everyone off evil because
Yeah.
that's how he knew he was useful to Dean. And he
Right.
wanted to get in with Dean because at that time I
Yeah.
think he still believed he had a 59k channel. So
Right.
56k channel,
Right.
whatever,
So that was
48K.
like, yeah, he thought that was like a clout thing. Okay.
Yeah, or
You know
just
what? I
liked
do.
Dean,
I'll
maybe just liked it. You know,
maybe
liked
I'm just kind of
humor.
projecting. Like, I want so badly for him to just be like he's breaking.
He might be
walls and
loyal, but he's loyal to that goal for that time.
Yeah, he's
you know
not
what I
loyal
mean?
to a person, right?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
loyal to
All right.
this.
Well,
He's like a dog
I
with a
stand
bone. He's like
corrected.
tenacious. I'd say he was tenacious. Yeah, he will be. Albert will be on your first. He'll be on your first thing commenting. Definitely, because we've talked about that before, haven't we, Vic? How he just tries to own people. Now that's different from being loyal. He'll try and sell that as loyalty, and he'll tell it to himself. But he's just trying. It's very childish. He's just going and pissing on people. He's like, "Oh, I was your first commenter, and you owe me." I've seen him do that on when he started. He doesn't do that shit no more, and that's how things have changed. But when they first came striding in, when fucking Dean came in and started doing his shit, and Albert came in behind him, or Dean was behind Albert, and then Albert was behind Dean, you know, and they were just flipping over. They came striding in, and they thought they could go around doing that shit. And then he thought he could go around and literally telling people, "I'll give you clout, and if not, you're just not going to be anything in this world."
Right.
And he
That's
thought he
terrible.
could fucking go
That is-
in and tell
That
people
is so
like,
stupid.
"Yeah, I own you," and he actually said shit like that. He actually
That is
said
ridiculous.
it. He was like, "I've said it, so it must be true." And shit,
That's
I've honestly on my videos right at the beginning. I'm like, "Are you going to let him speak to you in that way?" That was right at the beginning when I was like appealing to the community, just being like, "What are you doing, guys?" But a lot of people went with it because it was Albert. He was shouting. He'd already been very, very sort of championed
That
by
is
Darius,
absolutely
you know.
ridiculous.
And then
I
when
wanna-
Darius went in and supported them, then that was that. You know, it was unbelievable.
Don Kinsley
So-
says,
They are.
why do you guys care about what a homeless man in Florida says? I most certainly don't. I don't, but I do care.
You know why? I
do care.
care about Albert a little bit.
I do care about him having a better life than or doing better than what he is. I will say that.
Yeah.
But his opinion of me
Yeah.
is not on my radar. Like I don't care what he
funnier
thinks about.
than Dean, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? That's the thing.
Well,
And
yeah.
I think, you know, when we're in this place and we've got all these crazy people, he's one of the crazy people, you know. So I think for that, I don't know. I don't know why I care about it, Potion, to be fair. I think it's just this narcissism and the psychology of it all. And I think, you know, it's all, at the end of the day, it's trying to relate it back to myself and what I can learn from it and what I can use it for myself to make my life better. And my drive behind that, I'd like to think, is because when I had my kid, I realised I can't be so much of a dickhead anymore. And so I want to learn how to be an total dickhead. You could choose to just not bother doing that, and instead of like learning to be a human being, to be a good parent, you could just sign off your kid. You know, it's fine. Or you could just learn to be a decent person, maybe, and try. And then this place turned up, and it wasn't covered in money, and it wasn't wrapped up. And the bit of money that is involved, like through Slotham and stuff, is just brilliant, and it's just how it is. It's like a little cotton candy thing in the corner.
Right.
I love it.
Well,
And that's how it should be used, in my opinion. That's the role that money has got in our community.
Yeah, I mean, it would just be that much more cutthroat around here if there was money involved.
That'd be awful. I wouldn't be here if it was all involved like that, because I do watch some channels that do that stuff, and I am interested in what they have to do, but it massively dilutes everything that's going on.
I mean,
and you end up with like huge swathes of people coming in, which is great. But for certain things, it doesn't quite. You know, people aren't going to be that interested because it's a very niche topic. So, you know, it's just, they struggle, I think, sometimes to balance that out. I don't know, it's weird. But I suppose if people just all come together under that umbrella, then you get a community, don't you? And then people just share their lives with each other, and then that's all right. But
right. But I mean, like the thing that I follow, I mean, there's obviously money involved in that one, and it's just, you know, it's just all kinds of stuff coming out, and it's ugly.
That's it. I mean, it does change. Stuff comes out with the money. Like, look at the stuff with the Gerard stuff. You know what I mean? So there's the other side of that, which is it does have a place, especially in the drama stuff and all that stuff. It massively has a place.
This is a great comment because because I think he nails it with this one. Like, yeah, they're convincing themselves more than anything.
Yeah.
I think.
It's their own needs.
I mean, I know that's what I do. I got to convince myself that I'm cool. So
Yeah.
so that's
Well,
what it is.
That's I think when I started stop my own personal thing, not to judge anyone for their own way of doing it, but for me it was like, I think that's when I decided that it didn't matter if I was cool or not. And that was when I decided I wasn't a dick anymore. But that is just me, and that's the way I dealt with it. I didn't have to ever convince I was cool because I'm like, I'm not. I don't care.
Yeah, you just accept that you're not. Yeah. Exactly. I came on here to remind myself that I'm not cool, right? I've accepted it.
You fucking lose as if I was cool. I'd be in fucking Palmer or somewhere, sunning myself on a beach.
Exactly. Yeah, I would not be here. I would not be doing this.
Like fucking Patsy and Eddie, like,
if I was cool.
what if you had a squidgy, darling? Yeah, fuck that. Well, this is like, this is the purgatory that we have to go in the real world, so we don't have to go through it in the afterlife, Dick. That's what we're doing now. Doing it now.
I got I had a good thing happen to me today. As
that?
you know, I had a YouTube thing. I used to have my other channel that I used to post the music on, and a subscriber from that channel found my Vic channel and subscribed today. So I was
oh wow!
It's like a long time sub from my old channel. And,
oh nice!
Yeah. So.
Oh well! Oh wow! Ask them what they think of all this.
Well, I don't know if he knows about this stuff.
You know
but
them well.
He might if he follows my channel, but I know he's more interested in the music that I make. So
yeah.
But
when you come into all this, you just be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We've already had this discussion, mate. We had this discussion the other day. It's about
all about the TNA. Well, that's what I'm about.
It's about being mellow when you're dead, and it's about, to quote Weird Al, it's about like you can float about, and it's great, and being able to float around from one thing and then get into like just being like a human being, drinking beer, eating salt and vinegar crisps and all that stuff. I think it's about that. It's about that transition between the two things, the dream state and the real state, and then the work state where you're actually creating and making something and manifesting something. That's my current view on that. So the world says everything is composed of many parts, yet it is also something whole, which is kind of like what we've just been kind of saying a bit. This is the past. If it is divided, it loses form and substance, which is, I think what we're seeing now, this quiet, is the sort of web, the spider web flapping in the wind after that fucking spider's had a bit of a crossling and it's gone off a bit. So now we've got the web still, but if we hadn't have stood strong, everybody, not just us, but like in our little sect, but like everyone who stood strong against this bullshit.
I think it's easy to see. I think you just have to observe. You just have to be.
You just have to have enough people standing against. Honestly, mate, what I've seen is you have to have enough people standing against it for long enough for people to be like, oh yeah, this is what's happening, isn't it? Because otherwise it's like some people just drop in and out. They don't really know. You've got floaters, you've got dismissers, you've got enablers and all them people on that thing. And they might not, they might come once a week. You know what I mean? So they don't even know. So it's going to take them ages to work it out. You've got people like Dean who've got a vested interest in shamming and scamming and work their way through, their parasitic ways, in my opinion.
My philosophy is that, they only have the power that you give them. So that's all it is.
Well, I'd agree with that up to a point, but you see what happened with Darius is he inherited quite a lot of Rick's power, didn't he? And then what happened with Dean is he inherited quite a lot of Darius's supposed power. So it's not so much power, but the things behind it. And when it comes into this sort of ecosystem and this sort of food chain, it's a little bit different, isn't it, in the digital world, I think. But I
Right.
think you're right. You are right there.
But also the energy that you put out there is what you're gonna get back. So that's what happened to Darius. That's what's happening to Albert. That's what happens to Dean. It's like they're so negative and they're so hateful outward that's what's gonna come back to them.
Yeah, because if they could have just had a bit of to-in and throw-in. And this
Exactly.
is the thing with Albert, he's trying that now, but it's still because he's like got one foot in the Dean camp, the
Yeah.
thin crying camp, and
Right.
trying to be a troll and a bit of a happy-go-lucky lad about town.
Right.
And the other camp, it's like,
Yeah.
it don't work. You can't do
And
both.
I think that's what
keep your
I'm
mind up.
the most in denial about, because like I want so badly, like I said before, I want so badly for him to just be like, yeah, he's just breaking balls, he's just having fun. But no, he takes it more seriously than I think he does. Like I think I'm
their
projecting myself
identity.
onto him, because I relate. I kind of feel like I relate to him. So it's like I think I'm putting myself onto him, like I'm projecting, and I'm not seeing him for what he is. You know what I mean?
Maybe you just, because I mean, remember, we did come into it a bit later as well. He was in a different cycle.
Exactly.
We've seen him right from the beginning. You know,
Right.
we've seen him the whole arc with him. It's interesting how people change and people move on with it, and how the drives do change, and everything I've said today about what I think those drives are. I mean, that could change, especially with Albert. Although there's always going to be that core thing that's driving.
But yeah,
him.
that's what I don't get at all. It's like, why?
His identity, he hasn't got an
What's
identity
his purpose?
anymore. Well, it got ripped away, didn't it? His identity as a family man or any of that shit as a good, whatever job he had, whatever career he had anyway, was ripped away, and he needed an identity. He ended up in prison then, so he got his identity in this place where he was broken down. Like in V for Vendetta, where he shaves her head and he chucks her in the fucking room and then he breaks her down and then he can remold her how he wants, doesn't he? So he fucking Albert.
Well, he does have that resentment thing because he's always on about like he'll call me a chump for being married and stuff. Be like, oh yeah, you have to do dishes and you have to do this, right? And it's like, and to me that seems like that resentment thing, the thing that I usually talk about Darius, where he's like he was passed over, he was not chosen, and so now he has this resentment towards women. And I think Albert is in that similar case where he's like one of these MGTOW guys.
Well,
where
Darius has got small dick energy as well, hasn't he? Big time.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Wow, this is hilarious. This one of Harold's comment. Have you seen this? I told a real life friend about Slotham's channel. He said, "You're better than that, man," and we haven't spoken since. You're a man after my own heart. You're a man after my own heart. I would do exactly the same. Excommunicate him. Fuck him. Yeah, exactly. We've all got out. State your purpose, everybody. Because it's a rock, mate. Don't you get it? It's the island.
Well, he needs to remember. He needs to remember those things. That's why.
And we all and everything else flies around the rock. Everything else is created, sheltered, blown around, blown off. The weather strikes it. The clouds are formed by it. The waves are formed by it. The bays and the
wait. Q, it has nothing to do with your ability to pick up women. It's you have a resentment towards women. It doesn't matter even if you're an incel or not. It's like this MGTOW shit. You build up this horrible resentment. And it's a lot of these guys are like divorced guys. It's like these divorced guys that really the system screwed them over, and now they have they throw all their blame and their hatred towards women, and that's what happens. They've created this whole community. They haven't, they call it the MGTOW, the men going their own way or whatever. And that's what that's about. I see that.
They kind of tried that here. They do try that occasionally here, but it's kind of like a side quest, isn't it? Occasionally, you just see them using it if it needs to be used. Like with Darius, it's just very much dismissed. I think without going on about it too much, it's kind of like one of those. It's like a slow log in the burner that you see. Obviously, I'm hypersensitive to it, but like you see someone stick a little fucking iron in the fire occasionally just to keep that log burning. No one really touches it unless they need to, and when they do touch it when they need it. I've seen Ricardo going and poking around at that one quite a bit. I've seen a lot, but definitely Darius, like with a crazy cat lady, and it's just this like endemic log burning constantly around here, which is not a problem. It's just part of life, and it's nature. It really is nature, and this is a place that I kind of love everything about this place, in its own way because of what it is. I wouldn't be here otherwise. And that log and that sort of, it's just that tribalistic thing that boys do, which is like, why not be yourselves? And I'm just going to shout at you for it, but I'm not going to expect any different. Does that make any sense? I don't feel like a victim by it or anything. It's just
right. No,
it's just how monkeys are.
It's like a fart in the room, in the elevator.
Yeah,
No, you can't. Nobody's gonna own up to it, but it's there.
Yeah, if I can cope with Murray, I can cope with that. Like,
right.
The original fart in the elevator, it's like I can cope with him a bit. But this is a very good point. This from Judy. It's kind of like it kind of explains everything that I've been belly aching about for the last half an hour, but really succinctly. That's just basically it, including his own self. That's basically what narcissism is, isn't it? From what I've seen from those.
Wait a minute. Was Albert obsessed with bodybuilders? What happened there? What's up with that?
Oh, he does love it. He does love it, yeah, because he loved, what's his name, Mr. Universe, when I put him on because he loved it. He was like Mr. Boombastic's first fan because he loved it. Was like Mr. Universe who I had on my.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember the name of the guy. Oh, yeah. And he just told me the whole story of him. He was like, "Oh yeah, it was this guy." And I was like, "All right, I knew it was Mr. Universe. That was it." Who he was.
Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know about him. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, mate.
Okay, all right. I'll duly noted.
To be a tool for the blokes. He wants to sit on Dean's knee.
Thank you, Kuya, for now I know what to think now, Kuya. Thanks.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's it. Oh man, but it doesn't stop the AI from doing it though, does it, Evil? Have that one again. And also we've got all the stuff on Cyans. Has he got much stuff about Albert on there? I wonder if he has, because I bet he hasn't actually, because he was like soft on Albert, wasn't he? So we've had the world in the past, which I suppose that's interesting. That fits with the quiet aspect of this moving on period, because it's like not drawing a line on it, but that kind of is an all encapsulating world, and we've moved on to a slightly different world now, haven't we? And that's where that world exists, but now we've got more. Do you know what I mean? Because everything what's going on with Slotham as well, he's adding and adding and adding. It's like everything's just growing and adding to, I think, in quite a steady way.
So what's going on with Slotham? Like, I haven't been paying too much attention.
He's just getting more and more people added onto he did Top Hat Gaming and Lady Decade this week.
Okay.
And I was well chuffed about that, because those guys do get away with, they got away with it. Do you know what I mean? Until Rick. After Rick, like, no one was going in on those guys regularly or anything that I knew of. And it's just, I'm just like, that's what I liked about Rick, is like he was like a dog with a bone and he never let him go. So this is like Rick in a different way, like obviously completely different, but the catching the buggers by the toe aspect I like, because I can't stand them too. I can't stand that fucking bitch. I swear to God.
Right.
Like they really.
See, I guess that's the difference. That's why I'm not good at this stuff, because like I don't like those people, so I don't pay attention. So I'm like, okay, forget those.
No, but I just remember it from like, where was the Lady Decade stuff before? Wasn't Darius covering it at one bit, and then fucking Rick was covering it at one bit. Yeah. I don't know if he was covering Top Hat, but I don't know if the Lady Decade stuff was around when.
So what are they like? They do the whole begging thing, right? They like.
Yeah, but they're just proper beggars, and it's because they get away with it. because they can just
Uh-huh.
disappear off with a wink and a grin. And a bit like
Right.
Sotham said, that he was like, it was funny because he was like, proper going, oh, just because you got a British accent, you think you're clever, you come out with all these big words.
Oops.
And all that shit. But you know, there's a point to that. I do get what he's saying at that level because they think they can bamboozle people, and they do. They do because as we've seen ourselves, it attracts people who are vulnerable, doesn't it? Especially during lockdown and shit like that. And they really did fucking have a number on them. All them people did. So anyone who's like calling out that level of scummery and that level of e-beggery is that's a great addition. And he's just sort of casting his net around at that level, isn't he? And so you're just going to get this variation. But that's just one person's way of taking it that I'm using because he's like stands out a bit more because he's doing it every day. But like I think everyone's kind of we've forged a path where we've all got space now to move forward and make our own creations on the back of whatever strengths we've now given ourselves after the last year. Personally, it would be the way I take it.
Right.
And that's creativity. And I think for me, like having a massive palette, and Evil showed me yesterday with his cameo soundboard that we've got a lot to paint with, and it's going to be hilarious. It just takes going through and getting them. And that, honestly, I nearly reached D. Riedel levels of hilarity with that. In fact, I probably did reach D. Riedel levels of hilarity with that.
Yeah.
That was 5 D. Riedels.
I really wish somebody would come up here because I have nothing to say about this stuff right now.
Well, I'm gonna do this. I'm getting to the point of winding it up anyway. So
Cool.
don't worry about that. I'm on the middle bit, which is the present, which is the 5 of Pentacles, which fits in with the quiet and actually really fits in with what I've just said, because Pentacles is that manifestation of things in the world. The picture's great. I'm definitely going to show it every time this comes up in my life, in the readings. It's very similar. It's great. It's great, this one. I just have to find... Oh, here it is. And it's just it's a double-sided card. So there's 2 sides to this card. There's the side of... It's a group of people all sat around with tea. And there's a pentacle and it's a fire. And they're all sat around it and they're having like a family sort of like a cozy time. Everyone's just having to chill out. And then there's a window. And then there's this monster or this creature behind the window looking in in the dark. And so you've got the 2 sides. You've got the side looking at it from the point of view of the people looking over their shoulder at the creature. Or do they know the creature's even there? Is it something that's watching that they don't even know? And then you've got the point of view from the creature, obviously, or looking at the window. So it's a great one. And with it being the 5, it's always quite balanced, the 5, I find. I don't know what the official line is on that one, but it feels like it's midway through, obviously between the 1 and the 10. I would say it's quite a quiet thing, and that we've kind of not moved on from that world, but that world has then definitely made into a thing, and now everyone's kind of standing on it and moving forward. And now we've got the creature looking in through the window, and we know who that is, don't we? So that's... Oh, here he is. There he is as well. And that's what he's saying when he's looking through the window. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd know about it if I wasn't.
There he is. There he
You'd know
is.
about it, mate. Here he is, look. As if I'd summoned you. As if I'd summoned you like the demon that you are.
That was the wrong spell. That was the wrong spell.
Yeah, sorry, I don't do demons. And do you know what's in the future? Justice.
Justice.
And that's the second time that came out, mate. That's the second time.
Nice.
And that's the 11 in the Major Arcana. So we've got Major Arcana in the past, Major Arcana in the future, and in the middle, a very, very balanced pentacle-based place to be, which is definitely, I feel that vibe. It's kind of satisfying. I don't think there's ever been a really unsatisfying time around here. I think because of what we were saying about the money aspect, for me personally, it makes everything satisfying. The only thing that makes things unsatisfying for me is when things are like circumvented in a way that I find to be, it doesn't align with my aesthetic, I suppose. And that's what it comes down to, or my own personal opinion. And that's where money massively affects that a lot of the time.
Exactly.
So,
Because I think whenever you're getting paid, especially if it's from the audience, then you're gonna feel obligated to them, and I would never want that. You know what I mean? I want to do what I want to do when I want to do
Yeah.
it, and I don't want.
it depends what you're doing, doesn't it? It depends what sort of a show it is. And for me, I don't know, I think I wouldn't do it because I just don't. I think if you've got the strength to control it, then it's all right. Like, for instance, there's what Lima was saying about, going up the mountain and having a bum photo or whatever it was. It's like in its own context, if that's what people want to do.
Right, and you have to stay grounded. You have to be
Stay grounded. Yeah.
completely aware of yourself.
Exactly.
Never
You've got
get
to
too
do
big for
that.
your britches.
Yeah.
Kind of like, stay humble
Yeah.
and take it for what it is, and
Yeah,
and work
I think that's
hard.
incredibly hard to do, and I've seen many people fall.
Right. Yeah.
Fall on
Because
that one.
because they get too comfortable. You get too you might start off with great intentions. You're working hard. You're making the best stuff that you can make, but then and you start to get into this cycle where people are supporting you in your endeavors, and then you just kind of sit back on your heels or whatever, and then it becomes a begging thing where you're expecting that
I've
money
seen
every
people
month.
doing that. I've seen people doing that.
Yeah, it turns into that. Absolutely.
But you could also have it as a generator. It just depends on how you look at it. Like, there's some of these cooking channels and stuff like that where you're like, yeah, that makes sense. They're doing their stuff. They're doing their content.
Yeah, well, I think
They're
it comes
not
down to
begging.
your work ethic and your morals, your moral compass.
You've got someone playing music or whatever, and they do a performance, and people are super chatting that or whatever. You're like, fair dues. There's a very different thing, isn't there, than this whole thing where they're all normalizing this, putting your hand out stuff.
Well, I mean, look, it's a lot like busking or performing.
Exactly. There's a nuance between the two, and I think it's where that line gets blurred. We're adult enough to be able to see the difference, and I think a lot of the internet, and I know that sounds ridiculous from a place like this, but we're old enough, at least, I won't say adult enough, but old enough to know, I think, a difference. There's a chance of there being a difference and a nuance.
Right.
And it hasn't been, because a lot of this stuff in the internet, in my opinion, just got completely trounced by whatever powers that be and various ways. It doesn't have to be anyone specific, but whoever's got a vested interest, gangsters or otherwise, in controlling various things for as little money as possible, got in there quite quickly, but they don't know about this place. They don't know about it yet. It's too nasty for them. It's too sour. Too sour. Not enough soccer mums are interested to be bothered with it. So this is our strength, But also we have to protect it from, because it's a grey area, from people like Dean who come in my opinion, with their interpretation of what this place is, which is a mainstream interpretation of someone coming from a place like that.
Right. Well, he obviously wants to be making money and doing stuff for money. So he wants to be in that world.
It's why he got confused, I think.
Yeah, and it's like, you're not going to get into that world through us.
And then it took him a while, but then he realised that it wasn't going to be like that. But then it just became a personal vendetta then, in my opinion, because he had that 40th birthday and then he had a bit of a fucking midlife crisis, took it out on Cuya, tried to, and then it all went tits up for him, and look at where he is now. Shouldn't have started what you can't finish, should you weak-ass piece of shit. Justice! Justice in the future. The Fae of Justice is a child Fae. What eye could see the truth beyond any deceit? What mind could support the weight of decision and choice? What hand could hold the heart of a man? Justice gives order to things and gives them meaning. Without consequences, each act would be useless. This is interesting because this is what we were kind of talking about as well. Like, what's the point? What's the the drives, what you started the conversation with.
Right.
Justice gives order to things and gives them meaning. Without consequences, each act would be useless, and justice is the force that links each cause with its effect. Justice, necessity, responsibility, consequences of an action or an event. What must be, what must happen, discovering the truth, revelation of a deception, compensation and punishment. That's quite wide. That's quite a wide set of things.
Yeah, but I think it's very relevant. I mean, justice must happen, and I think it's always been setting itself up to happen.
Well,
Because
I think it's kind of been happening though, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been happening since the beginning, right? Because like the passage said, justice is what must happen. So it's been right. So it's been set in motion since the beginning, and I think we're seeing. I think we're seeing Dean being less relevant, being less like nobody's. He's losing his grip on whatever he had. He's losing friends. He's losing allies.
And we don't have to put any effort into that because it's just the way things are just going to go because he just does it to himself. It's not even karma. I suppose where does karma end? Where does self-harm start? Where does true justice start? Where does our own personal vendettas start and end?
Yeah,
and where do we end up being part of the universe and become individuals? You know what
exactly.
I mean?
And that's what I hope for him is that he finds his lane and he just stays in his lane and has the people that are around him and they do their own thing and they don't have to attack other people to do what they do, and they can just they can have a little show about wrestling or whatever it is and just do that and focus on that and do something positive and constructive instead of like just tearing everybody else down. That's what I hope.
No, I mean that's idealistic in my opinion for those guys.
Of course.
It would be great.
Of course it's idealistic.
What I think would happen from this, the best case scenario, would be that Dean would, maybe not right now, but in the future, maybe look back on this and be, just like in a sort of, what went well, like he moves on from here one way or another. Something happens in his real life which gives him more focus. Something makes him happier. Something, I don't know, something changes it, distracts him. He finds another community to go off onto. I think that's the most likely thing. It's unlikely to happen, but the most likely way that we'd ever get shut of him would be that if someone else turns up and falls for his bullshit and he gets some traction off them and he sloughs himself off onto them. That would be the only practically at this. If he doesn't change, this is looking at him as a two-dimensional person who isn't going to change. Obviously, if he does change and he does understand stuff or things change in his life, there's a chance that he could look back on this huge amount of information of people discussing things and feeding back to him, hopefully not always negatively. Sometimes it does seem like it, and maybe I'm being a bit passive aggressive sometimes and whatever, but there is a seed of, I think me and you both, Vic, have proved that we're not out to just fucking destroy for the sake of it.
Exactly.
And so I think we do try and offer something to help him or whatever, even if you can't see it.
Right.
And he might look at it one day when he feels like it, and it might help him. But other than that,
Yeah, because, I think deep down inside there's something redeemable. And
in Dean, I hope so. I think
and
I think with Albert there's something redeemable. I don't know with Dean. I think with Dean there's something very, very broken, very, very sad, and very, 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 very hurt. And like I say about something that's got its fucking foot on a quivering piece of meat. That's how I see the inner side of Dean. And that's not an attack. It's like, it's actually, I don't even know what that is, but I see that. And I do feel sorry for him. I don't want to say that in that way. I think that's too cheap. I do feel the pain of the universe in that is the best way of putting it. You know what I mean? I feel that. And so, I think the only way that people can see this stuff is if it's like if people stop standing up to it. But the thing is, it's like, who cares around here? No one. you know what I mean? And that's what
Exactly.
you said. It's not about that. We're not his therapy, but he might be able to take it. He might not. That's not why I'm here.
You know,
But that's my hope that
yeah. I mean, like honestly, if if he were to turn around and just make cool, like, do something cool, do something funny, something that's endearing, I might be able to change my mind, but I don't know if he's capable of doing that. He hasn't shown. Big Canadian, yeah. He hasn't shown the ability to do that, so
No, I think
I do hope the best.
it's a lot to ask, isn't it? And I think he's right in saying I'm delusional. I seriously don't think that
Yeah.
is ever going to happen. But I think for someone like
Yeah.
Dee, this is just me as just a random person who watches a few videos on YouTube. You know what I mean? But from what I've seen, and from my own experience, if you are that much hardened, if you're that much of a hardened nut who is like that resistant to everything, it's the best. He's had a bit of a cracking. This nut has had a bit of a cracking this last year, and so for me, this is the best chance he's ever got of not being such a hardened nut, and that's kind of what I'll say about that. And that's
I'm not, yeah, exactly, and I hope for the best. Like, I don't see that. I think he would hear me saying this and then use it to attack me, but I do hope for the best, for him, and I hope he finds his own way, and he can just forget about all this stupid shit and just do something else. I really hope so.
I think Hugh, you might be right. Once they get to a certain point, and I suppose that's where the psychopath in me comes out, because then it's like, at what point do you stop doing that out of empathy, which I think is true, and what part is the magnifying glass on the hand? You know what I mean? Where do you draw the line? Because
Right.
It's all interest, it's all scientific exploration, isn't it? At some level, from that individual perspective of that psychopathic 3-year-old child or whatever,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, whatever. At the end of the day, it's not that important to me. But
No,
but I do
thought
understand where
it's
you're coming from.
interesting.
It is fun to observe.
Yeah, if this was all important, if your actual life depended on it, if there was someone in your life doing this shit,
Oh, that
who
would
was
be
harassing
crazy.
you, then it would be a
Yeah.
very different story. We wouldn't all be having a laugh and a joke about it. Now,
No, we would not.
that. No, it wouldn't be that, would it? People
No.
are threatening your livelihood or your child, or these people are nasty.
Well,
pieces of shit,
I mean, I
like
was
that.
in a situation, and I don't know if I would call it like a similar, but I was in a situation with work where I could not stand the person, and it took a huge toll on me.
Yeah.
And it was so.
You guys are working in small teams as well, aren't you?
Yes, and
Oh,
if
wow.
there's a person that you can't get along with, it's hell.
How did you get around it? Did they move on in the end?
I moved.
You
I
moved.
I moved 2 hours away.
Oh shit.
No, that's not what happened. But eventually the guy got fired, and then that's, you know what I mean. Then I was able to move on. But but that just shows you how bad he was, and when he got fired, I went to the big cheese, and I was like, oh, honestly, I'm so happy. As I was going through hell, and he was like, "Yeah, we're so happy too. They've been wanting to be gone."
Wow. Oh, it's
Yeah,
hard though,
so-
isn't it? Once you've got someone on to get rid, you've got to find a
Right,
reason. You
especially
can't do it.
union situation.
Oh God,
you
yeah, in
can't-
your work as well. I was the
Yeah.
only one that's actually got a bit of a union behind it anymore.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Oh wow, I'm glad he got fucked off there in the end. They don't last forever, do they? These people. Well, some of them do.
No.
That's the thing, isn't it? They either don't or they do. Because some of them will
Right.
proper last and stay in that little fucking job forever with their little flying monkeys.
Right.
You'll never
Right.
see the end of them.
yeah.
Kind of like. But yeah, this is an interesting one as well. What Hugh is saying here. This is another reason what I think is the unique side of this. Like we were saying, looking at that diagram earlier, it was all in flatland. But we get to see that across the world because we've all got different cultures, we've all got different backgrounds, we're all from different parts of the world. And now we've all got our own different local versions of what we think of as narcissism. and what we've all been brought up with is what we think it is as well, whether we get a word for it or not. And I think that's really interesting to bounce off, which you wouldn't get in your day-to-day life. You just wouldn't get that, would you? You wouldn't get that variation of people being able to just sit and pontificate about shit to a level that we do
Right.
on an international level all
Right.
the time.
Yeah.
I find that interesting.
It is interesting. It is
Yeah.
interesting that we could just sit here and just like, yeah, just pick this apart as many ways as we can and rationalize this and rationalize that, and you know.
That's what I love about where we are and our lot, because everyone is really like, they're all just open about themselves and where they come from, even though we've all got a character and all that.
Right, right.
We've all got our influences from our locality, and we've all in very different places, aren't we? The ones, all of us,
it is remarkable. I love that aspect of this too. It's like we're all over the world and
all over the place.
Yeah.
And
that is
so that just gives it such an interesting point of view, especially with the narcissism, I think. Especially with the variations between like your real life inbuilt physical chemicals coming out of your brain narcissism and then the weird synthetic LED blue light narcissism.
Right.
And just the position is brilliant. And we've only got a small window before it all gets taken over by Patreon.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So on that note, what are we on? Oh, it's getting up to bang on 2.5 hours. So thank you so much for coming up and chatting with me, Vic.
Yeah, no problem.
It reminds
it's
me
always
of
a
the
pleasure.
old days when we did the deep dives and stuff like that.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, it's been a while.
It was really nice to have a nice chilled out chat with you.
Yeah, it's been great.
And can I put a request in for Earth Girls Arize at the cinema?
Okay. This week, whenever you have time, let me know and we can throw that on.
Maybe Tuesday. I could do Tuesday, maybe.
All right.
I couldn't do it this week because I had all sorts of school holidays and stuff like that. But this week, back to normal. So maybe Tuesday evening, if anyone's about, do that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. I would love to do that. That's awesome. Sounds great.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you very much. Thank you again, everybody. Thank you, Ricardo's future channel. Evil Streams again. Thank you for trying to help me with the technical aspects, and I'm shit at it, but thank you for trying. Thank you, Haunted Wisp, for coming. It's been ages since I've seen you. Thank you, Curia, for your thought-provoking comments. And as everyone else, Harold was here with some thought-provoking comments, and so was Judy. Thank you very much. Here comes, I think that was Dean calling me a witch, or it was maybe Albert. Thank you for coming. We have got, who else was there? And I think that, Herbie Derbies are retarded. I think that might be Cyan. So thank you for coming. Harold coming, thank you for coming. Oh, Don Kingsley's Donkey Kong channel. How could I forget you?
Of course.
Thank you for coming, my friend. And, Potion! That was great to see you.
We had
definitely.
Yeah, we had a VIP.
Yeah, I'd love to have a chat with you about that whole Carl thing one day. After the dust has settled, if you do fancy it, just as a very calm, collected analysis of brains and where our brains were. And maybe part of the reason I want to do that is because I want to say sorry to you, Potion, for not listening to you, even though I did listen to you. And as soon as it all went wrong for the second time, and this is it, the second or third time, I was like, Potion was right. And it wasn't the first time I'd said it.
Right.
So yeah, I realised I was being a knob with that. So that'd be a nice one day, maybe.
But isn't it fun to look at things under a microscope, though?
Oh God, yeah. Well, it's like stopping to smell the flowers, and in normal everyday life, when they say it ain't real life, dog, it's like, well, no, because in everyday life you've got to go to work, you've got to travel, you've got to deal with traffic, you've got to cook and clean and do the washing.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't got time to look at this shit under a microscope necessarily.
Right. Yeah, no, so this is
yes. Bro. Thank you for coming. Nice to see you.
Haunted Wisp came in.
Yeah, good to see you, Wisp. He said he's been dealing with a bit of drama. I hope you get all that sorted out.
Oh, no. Yeah, I haven't seen Wisp around for a long time. He hasn't come watch movies. Well, we haven't been watching the movies lately, so we got to start that back up.
Yeah. Oh, Wisp, you should have seen that thing that Tommy was playing yesterday. Oh man, hopefully we'll get a chance to show you that because I'd be interested to see what Wisp thinks about that. And do you know what? It's a perfect time to go because I'm getting a bit of a headache. I wonder if. Oh, the ghost. Hello, the ghost. I didn't see you come in there. Literally. Oh, Leo Scries. Don't worry, your video. You saw a tidbit. You saw a teaser of your video of your prize, your 100 prize. A female celluloid. You got me. I did think because your B. Arthur reference, you're getting much better at it. I think you said that they could be in cahoots together. That could be true. That could be true. I like to think that. There's been loads. There's been loads. Oh, there's been loads of people. So thank you for coming, everybody. And it is bang on 2:30. And yes, it's been quiet this week. And so has our mutual friend, Darius Truxton. But we will still continue to hold him by the toe to the fire. Thank you again, Vic.
Yep. Thank you too.
See you
See you,
later.
everybody.
Do you have anything to say, Vic?
No, just go join my SoundCloud, and my new single is coming out next week.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'll let you know about that thing as well. All right,
Okay.
then,
Okay.
All right. See ya.
All right. Good night.
Bye.